So y'all know me. I normally don't do this, but we're going to talk about a 2026 player that just got a Steve Wiltfong bomb to Oklahoma. And the only reason why we got to talk about this is because the only time in this world that 2026 and beyond is real is when we're talking quarterbacks. And this quarterback here, boy, if you thought that quarterback recruiting was going to fall off with Seth Littrell as he takes over as the new offensive coordinator, you are very much mistaken, because this kid, elite. Let's dive into the film and let's talk about Jaden O'Neal, who just got himself a couple of predictions from On3 folks, Chad Simmons, as well as Steve Wiltfong to Oklahoma. So you got to stick around, watch this film, and I'll explain to you all what Seth Littrell is looking to do long term. Before we do that, welcome to Sooner or Later Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. As y'all know, this is the recruiting arm of the Unfair Sports Network. So thank you for pulling up. Like, subscribe, share. Why? Because sharing is caring. So let's look at Jaden O'Neal. This kid, bruh, like I said, I usually don't talk anything outside of the current class very often, unless it's quarterback. Yeah, this is one. Let's look at the measurables. Let's look at the film. Talk about it. So y'all see it here. On3 has him listed about 6'3", 200. I've seen it in other places, 215. I think on his site, on his social medias, he has it at 215. So 6'3", 215. Consensus and composite 4-star. Top 100 player in the country, and even better with ESPN, they have him ranked as 31 nationally, which means that if this was the end of the cycle, he'd be a 5-star. So he's trending that way. Top 3 quarterback for them, and just overall top 6 quarterback in high school football for the 2026 class. Yeah, out of Long Beach, California, playing at Narbonne High School. I probably mispronounced that, but you know, whatevs. But I know he spent a couple of played a couple other schools, Newport Harbor as well as Los Alamitos. And you think about Los Alamitos, you know who came from there, right? Not too long ago. Yeah, Von Mitchell, tight end, who also played with Michael Hawkins in Texas before he went to Los Alamitos. But I digress. Jaden O'Neal, good. Like, he's good. Size, he's got the size. He's a pro-style quarterback, size-wise. Got some video here. Let's look at it from his Elite 11 weekend. We're going to look at some of his game film too, man. Like, just overall, he's got a nice fluid motion. He's tall. I like the fact that he's a pretty giant dude. He can move. He's mobile. Got enough mobility. And he can launch that thing, man. And so I was going through a lot of his film, and I like his foot placement. I like the way that he looks. I like how he keeps his head forward. And even in his high school tape, you can see that he was always looking forward, even with the pressure coming. Did a really good job in distress in some of the film. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, this guy's got something. And he's got nice arm talent. And so when I was looking through 247 and trying to see what some of the national guys were saying, and Greg Biggins over there, the national analyst, mentioned he thinks he's one of the best pure throwers in this class. And so his sophomore year, he's credited with 2,475 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, 61% completion percentage in 11 games. And yeah, he good. He's real good, right? His offer list, of course, is nice. You know, he's got some offers from some nice schools. Going down the list of us, you got Oregon, Penn State's giving him an offer. He's got Washington, Alabama, Michigan. He's got Ohio State, Florida, right? So a lot of the big programs, UCLA, A&M, a lot of the big programs recognize the talent that he has, and they're going after him. I saw that he was recently at a Texas camp. I don't know how that went. There's some stuff on the paywall on the Texas Inside you guys can check out. But for the most part, all I know is he'd be rocking them the Oklahoma gear, right? So like here, he was rocking his Oklahoma neck roll for the airplane, and I know that he'll be in town very soon for camps. And yeah, I think he's going to show out here, and I'm sensing that with everybody's giving their predictions now and putting it in. Shout out to our guy PG over at the PG show. He had marked up that he felt like that O'Neal is basically a Dunsky deal. You know, he's been dropping some videos on him or whatnot, and go check those out. some more details. But I have a feeling that, man, with those two predictions from Chad Simmons as well as Wilt Fong at this moment, he's probably good. And this is why we're talking about him. This is kind of like with Seth Luttrell and what he's trying to do long term. Kind of make mention. The best thing you can do is get your quarterback early, because then that's basically your anchor for your entire recruiting class, right? Like we've seen that. We had that with Jackson Arnold, a few years back. Then we had Michael Hawkins do the same. We brought in Brendan Zurbrugg a little bit later, but Hawkins was your anchor for that class. But we needed 2 quarterbacks for that. Then you had Kevin Sperry right now, who's basically the anchor for the 25 class, and he's doing his own recruiting and everything as well. And then you wrap things up with, now you may have like a Jaden O'Neal. I'm not sure if we're going to look at a second quarterback. I know that was kind of the thought that like every other year we would go for 2 quarterbacks just to maintain depth or whatnot. But to be honest, I could totally see us not taking 2, especially if Luttrell, which it feels like Luttrell thinks that Jaden O'Neal is the real deal. I mean, watching him play, I think he is legit as well. I think he's one that could be the full-fledged anchor for the class, as well as, potential star opportunity, right? Like I said, he's probably going to move up in a lot of the charts and be a 5-star by the end of the cycle. I'm sensing that. I'm sensing he'll finish there. Or he'll at least be a high 4-star. Like I said, he's in the top 100 now, around 78 and 64 respectively in the consensus and the composite. I don't see him stopping on the rise, especially as he does more camps, kick and ball. And so if Seth Luttrell is thinking that this is our guy, then boom, we're going to be starting 2026 strong. We've already got one for 2027. You got Zane Rowe, the defensive end. That's there. Super young. I believe it can stick. But at the same time, quarterback is the one that usually you get early. And so I'll talk more Zane over the next couple of years, especially we get closer to 27. But for here at the quarterback spot, Jaden O'Neal's that dude's the truth. So y'all know what it is. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know your thoughts. What you think about the film? How you feeling about Jaden O'Neal? You think that he's going to be one of the next great OU quarterbacks? I don't have a comp for him yet. I got to do some more really watching. Kind of gives me a little bit of Paul Thompson vibes, but, I may actually hit PT up and see what he thinks about this dude's skill set because, yeah, he's nice. You made it this far, you like the content, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Love for y'all to join us, man. Told you this is the recruiting arm for Unfair Sports, talking OU recruiting all the time on here. We're going to start going into videos on offers. That way you guys just can stay abreast of what's going on out there, who we're looking at in conversations. I try to, for those that are uninitiated, and if you've made it this far, I try my hardest to focus on players that I feel like Oklahoma has a chance at getting, not just everybody we offer, because we do put out a lot of offers. Everybody puts out over 100 and some offers. But I want to make sure that I'm focusing on the players that we actually have a chance of landing. And then that way, we're not just throwing videos to throw videos. Unless y'all like watching recruiting videos. If that's the case, then just tell me in the comments. We'll continue to just make videos on players and just talk about their skill sets and what they could bring to the table if we got them. So, whichever one y'all prefer. All right. Check out one of these videos. Coop dropped some stuff on Ryan Fogier, and I dropped a few updates on this coming weekend. Have a look-see. Let your boy know what you think. We'll talk soon. Peace.